So the gelatin, well, first and foremost, like, you should know that it can be really hot and can cause burns. So that's the number one rule, is just to really make sure that it's not too hot. But it's also quite sensitive to heat and perspiration. So, for example, I wore this out to a party, and within 3 hours, a lot of it was starting to come away from the skin. And basically what I could have done is put down like a barrier, something like Top Guard, which kind of helps to put a barrier between your skin and an appliance and kind of stop the perspiration getting through. So I put a barrier underneath my skin. That would have been good. I could have also put a layer of Prozade on top of that before I put down the gelatin, just to make sure that it had a really good seal and a good adhesion on the skin. And then another thing you can do is spray a sealer like Bentonite Seal over the gelatin before you paint it. And these two things will help it to last. But if it's like going to be a hot night, or if you're going to sweat, these two things will break down the gelatin, and so it's not the most it's not the best makeup if you want it to wear it for a long amount of time, or wear it in a hot situation, or wear it in a situation where you're going to be sweating a lot. But it is quite cheap, and it is quite easy to use, especially for burns. It's really stringy, kind of melted skin effects. If you wanted something that would last a bit longer, you could use one of the silicone out-of-kit silicons like Sculpt Gel or Third Degree. It takes like a lot longer to set up, so it's not as fast. When you have to maybe wait like 5-10 minutes until it sets up a bit thicker to really get those stringy effects, but you could definitely get some good melted skin effects with that, which would last a bit longer, especially if you're in a hot or a sweaty environment or a wet environment. Or you could also use layers of latex, just kind of rip those holes through the latex and get the kind of peely skin effect from that as well. So the contact lens that I got was from my optometrist, and so if you're going to wear contact lenses for Halloween, I strongly suggest that you go through the optometrist, because they can get not only contact lenses, and they're a lot safer and more comfortable for you to wear, but they can also check that your eyes are the right size and shape to wear contact lenses, and that your eyes are in the right health to wear contact lenses. And they can also check how the contact lenses that they order in sit in your eyes to make sure that they're not going to irritate, scratch, or permanently damage your eyes. So I don't think it's worth the pain or the possible permanent damage and blindness that could result from incorrect contact lens use. And the optometrist can also show you how to put them in and take them out safely. I just think it's like, if you're going to do it right, do it safely. I'll show you the removal as well. So the good thing about it kind of coming away from my face is that it wasn't really stuck down anymore, so it's quite easy to remove it. So at this stage you can see I'm really just kind of gently pulling it away, and it comes away from my skin. If it was more adhered, especially around the Prozade on the mouth and the sweat hadn't gotten to it, I would use a cotton tip with some adhesive remover, like one that will be okay for Prozade. Isopropyl myricate is like a nice gentle one, or Telis's Super Solve is a good strong one if you want it to be fast. So like I'm doing now, over the area with the Prozade and the muslin strip, I'm just getting a remover on a cotton tip and trying to keep my eyes quite closed, and just really gently pushing the cotton tip onto the parts that are stuck down until it gets underneath and separates it from my skin. So that's what you'd do for the chin if it was more stuck on. Any areas you have problems with, just get the cotton tip and the remover on. Then with like a cotton pad and some remover, I'm going over the rest of the area to get off any of the thinner bits of gelatin that are left on my face, or any of the adhesives. My fake eyelashes. And then I washed my face with some baby oil, and then to get off most of the makeup, and then I used like some cotton pads to get the baby oil off my face. Then I'm going to make in with some more remover. I think this might be isopropyl myricate remover now, kind of oily based one. Just going through my eyebrows to get off the rest of the Prozade, and then going over those other little dots of gelatin and adhesive just to get them off now. Now I can see what's left behind after removing most of the makeup. Once the majority of that is off, I'll go back to my bathroom and use a face wash to get off the rest of the removal residue and baby oil, and then I'm going to put a moisturizer on.